just have my hair curled and clipped back in a couple claw clips. I start off by moisturizing my skin. I use the Cetaphil Daily Moisturizing Lotion. Really good for really dry skin. Next. I use the e.l.f. Putty Primer, the Poreless Putty Primer. It is my favorite primer I have tried out of all of them. You see me patting here, and it's just because I find that that's really how you get it in the pores, just kind of rubbing it in. Didn't really work for me for the longest. As soon as I learned that, like, patting it in gets it in there really good. I ended up loving it. Next, I move on to my eyebrows. I always do my eyebrows first. So for this, I use just a regular angled brush and a flat concealing brush. You can see me nodding there. I go in with Maybelline black eyeliner. This is a gel eyeliner. I do not have it with me, unfortunately, but it's ancient and I'm sure you can find it anywhere. I'm just going in and just working on shaping it, filling it. I'm definitely not one of those girlies that, I have black hair, but I like to have brown eyebrows. If my hair is jet black, then I love to have my eyebrows black as well. This is my first time ever doing a voiceover, so you'll have to forgive me if it's not the best. My eyebrows do take the longest to do, so I'll have a good chance to kind of just speak. You're seeing me, really feeling the shape of my brows. Honestly, this day they were really working with me, and not being incredibly impossible to just deal with. One thing that I should probably put as a disclaimer is that I am definitely not someone who goes for a clean girl makeup look. It's really not for me. If I'm spending an hour to 2 hours on my makeup, I want it to look how I want it to look. And I want you to be able to tell that I'm wearing makeup. I want you to see all that effort that I'm putting in. Also, you'll see me struggle with that NYX bronzer that I'm using for its little mirror multiple times in this video. Getting a good look at it in my little phone camera. Here I am just feathering out the front. The rest of it's really just kind of blockily filling it in as heavy as I feel. Sometimes I do set my eyebrows with just a powder, like a translucent powder, and a setting spray. Since I do use a gel, they are prone to transferring. Now I'm gonna be right back, and you'll see that both eyebrows are now finished. And then I go in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. Usually I use the hydrating one, but I picked this one up and I'm still using it. It's really not that bad. I just, again, have really dry skin. You see me struggling here? Bruh is what I say. This is, again, the 16-hour Camo Concealer with a matte finish by e.l.f. I'm in the shade Fair Rose, but you can assume that any product that I'm using on my face, in regards to concealer and foundation, is the lightest shade that I can get my little myself. They were really just on my side. They wanted this video to go well. Which is more than I can say for the last 2 days that I've been trying to do this voiceover and figuring out editing. I like a nice sharp look to my eyebrows, especially I think if you're someone with like a slit in your eyebrow. You gotta really define everything around it so that the slit in the middle the slit that I have in the middle of my eyebrows doesn't look too what's the word? Harsh. This is me saying I'm gonna do the other side off camera, and I am back. I'm using the extra with that same brush to cover up any discoloration on the eyelid and prep the eyelid for eyeliner. If I had kept in like the clips of me doing both of my eyebrows and stuff, it would simply be far too long. I'm going in with this big beauty blender, black beauty blender, and just beating them lids. I always think I look the funniest around this part where I just have like clear. Apparently I am loving it though. I then go in with the Palladio. Mattifying loose setting powder. I love this stuff. It's so just like fine and refined. Goes on so nice. It's actually the Palladio Forever and Ever, specifically mattifying loose setting powder. You see me just putting this over my eyebrows a little bit, and also on the eyelids. And then I'm gonna do a little brush on you. Brush. While I stare into your soul, apparently. Next, I go in with my Milani eyeliner. This is my favorite eyeliner of all time. This is me trying to give you a good look at it. That's me saying this is good. This is specifically the Milani 17 Plus Hour Wear Humidity and Sweat Resistant Bold Matte Finish with an ultra thin felt tip. This part again is one of the longest parts, so I got some time to talk, I suppose. Also, this is in the shade 110 Black Matte. A girl on TikTok told me about this, and I have not gone back. Something about the matte finish of it is just absolutely gorgeous. Also, I said this was a tutorial, but it is very much more of a just get ready with me while I tell you my products. But I can also tell you what I'm doing a bit. Here I'm just getting that first point, the angle in the point, the little triangle or sorted out. All sorted out. I filled in just a smidge, and this is a slippery slope because that wing just gets thicker and thicker, which is what I'm caulking at. I'll start to slightly try to move in because I have at least slightly hooded eyes. This is me just feeling real proud of how it's looking so far. This to me is still just like a rough draft. A lot of just fixing up certain spots and just figuring it out. I always try to get that end, that point as perfect as possible. But inevitably I will go back and just carve it out perfectly. I really hope you don't hear my phone buzzing. Again, it's a lot, especially with, this is me explaining that I'm going in with that same concealer again, and that same concealer brush to go carve it out. Doing this type of liner with slightly hooded eyes, or any kind of hooded eyes, is a lot of looking up and checking to see how it looks straight on. Because, I mean, to me, with my eyelids down, I still think it looks really cool. But I like to make sure that when I'm looking straight on, it looks more like a traditional wing. But it's really up to you. I see a lot of girls, and guys, and people in between going in and, you know, really making the bat wing more prominent so that you can even see it with, like, your eyes straight on. And I think that's really cool too. I like all iterations, and different types of eyeliner. I love a good graphic liner, a good colored graphic liner too. Love, 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 love. And as you're watching me do this, you can really see it start mattifying. Again, there is just something about a matte liner. It's just so, so, so good. I'm gonna go in and do some more mic brushing while you guys watch. I'm about to just replicate it on the other side. And there we go. Man, even with just liner and brows, loving it. And here I am going in with my foundation stick. And this is again by Palladio. It is the Build and Blend foundation with hyaluronic acid. It also has botanicals and vitamins infused. It is cruelty free and vegan. I do work at Sally's and we primarily carry Palladio, and I do not regret trying these products. The blush is also by Palladio. It is the I'm Blushing 2-in-1 Cheek and Lip Tint. I'm like looking down to read the products, but also missing when I tap. And this is again still botanical and vitamin infused. And then I'm going in with another foundation stick, the Build and Blend, in just a different shade. So it's the exact same product, just different shade. And this is like my base painting, my underpainting. So I'm just putting the foundation in kind of just T-zone, under where I put contour and blush, just kind of the usual areas where, you know, I guess it's just kind of filler space around the blush and contour and bronzing. I also use a flat, kind of condensed, but still a little fluffy brush to do my nose contour. And then of course I just place the bronzer. I normally put bronzer, and blush where I put blush. And this is, I'm warning you ahead of time, you really have to trust the process because this will look a little insane when it is all blended out. I'm going with that same, okay, this is me being like, do not judge me because, listen, this blender has been through the ringer. I also go in with the e.l.f. setting spray, the Stay All Day Blue Light Micro Setting Mist spray, just to kind of dip it all up and get it ready to blend out. And the shades of everything I just used, by the way, my foundation shade is in blush is in the shade Sweetheart, and the bronzer is in the shade Mocha 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 Mocha. Again, I'm saying it's bronzer slash contour, but really it's just a foundation stick. And this is me just... I always start with my foundation first when I'm blending. Usually I'll move into the blush, but I just want to get that chin out of the way. Because if there's one thing about me, I got a J Little chin. But that's okay, because we're all about self-love. Love, 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 love. But usually I'd move from foundation to blending out the blush, to then doing the contour. The contour absolutely ate up the blush. I don't even know what I'm saying. In this point in the video, probably just trying to convince myself it's not that bad. But it won't be, trust me. You'll see how I fix it in a little bit. Because again, this is the underpainting, so there's a lot of touching up that's going to go into it. But I mean, if this goes to show that a little bit of this goes a long way, and you can already see how absolutely glowy these products leave my skin. The after effect is absolutely gorgeous and to die for. If you love dewy makeup, this is for you. Then I'm just going in, still putting out stuff. I left the upper part of my lip and I was like, oh my gosh, now I'm gonna get the bronzer shade on my lip. But not to worry, because I go back in with my foundation color, do kind of just little V's, going from kind of the apple of my cheek down to under the contour. Putting a little bit more on that lip and chin too, just because I'm worried those areas are a little too vibrant for me. And so I'm just focusing it where I put it, but then I'm also going in and diluting that bronzer, and look, ooh, incredibly gorgeous. This stuff is miracle working. Like, you can just see when I turn my face how it highlights like that beautiful, naturally like hydrating look on my cheeks. It's truly to die for. Blend, 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 blend. Blend, blend, blend. Blend, 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 blend. Going a little bit over that nose contour too, just because I'm gonna go back in separately for the nose contour. Snatched. And then putting back on some more blush, because again, the contour really ate it. I just find doing a little underpainting and then these touch-ups make me look less cakey, but I don't think these products can make me look cakey regardless. It does stop some of like the cross-transferring from like the light foundation shade onto like the dark bronzing shade that I use, so like the actual makeup itself gets a little less dirty with underpainting too. I'm still blending, blending, blending. Wiping off the excess on my hand. More so out of habit, I don't know if it does much. And then we go back in for the nose contour. The mirror's blocking it a bit, but I'm just going in. My nose contour is, if I'm being honest, completely stolen from drag queens. Again, I don't go for a natural look at all with my makeup, and it's very obvious with my nose contour. I promise you, if you're not used to seeing this style of makeup, then you might be a little bit lost on some of the little silly things I do. But you can just see I contour my nose to be real skinny, real thin, real small, real unrealistic would be the word, I believe. And my eyes get so unbelievably dry. I wear contacts, so that's why I get so dry whenever I do my makeup. Again, the exact same concealer I exact same shade I was using before this whole time, and just going in, concealing the regular places, brightening up those under eyes. I always put some in the T-zone where I can, obviously not the nose, we're saving that, and any blemishes and discoloration that's like I can still see. I hope you didn't just hear me like slightly cough to the side, but live and let live, I suppose. Then we're blending it out even more. Again, that damn mirror in the way. Nodding approval to myself that I'm doing good. I try to get it to kind of blend right in that area before it starts with the nose contour, but usually I bake to kind of define it regardless, so I don't worry too much about it. Blend. Again, a lot of checking just to make sure it's all seamless. Going back in with that Palladio. And, I love a good dewy look, but I'm so scared of it. My song is crumbled. But I am so scared of it transferring on, like, anything. So I do just get rid of the glow, which is so disheartening, but maybe if I can master doing, like, glowy skin without it being so fragile and schmearable, I won't have to do this. But I don't mind the matte look too much. I just, again, have very dry skin. And I'm just brushing it all in, making sure it's really layered. I go a little bit on the forehead because I don't put any makeup there. I have bangs, so I don't feel the need. And then I'm going in with that same beauty blender and that same setting powder in baking. You'll see kind of the outline that I'm going for. As you see, it's just kind of real up close to that contour. And this helps blend that darker shade. And then, whoop, right under. Move that hair, girl. Whoop. Perfect. And then, don't touch me. That's what I'm saying. I use Mayron Clown White. You heard me correctly. Listen, I'm giggling because it looks absolutely disgusting, but that just shows it's so well loved, honestly, by me. And again, that's the exact same thin concealer brush. Me saying this cannot be happening. Period. Me losing my mind. And yeah, I'm going in with a straight white line. Like I said, my nose regiment is not for the faint of heart. I'll put it that way. Finger fluttering. This is a lot of me talking, and I'm trying to implement as many triggers as I can while still keeping up with the video. So forgive me. And the little dot at the top of my nose. I think it's so cute. And that's what matters, guys. If you love it, do it. Simple as that. What's important is that you feel confident in your skin, because no one else is having to live in it but you, babe. And I'm also putting some in my inner corner. Sometimes I'm a little bit more precise on how I put it on. Today I'm just kind of using it as just kind of blending it in there to get a brightening effect. Real brightening, considering it's clown white. Closing that up. Beating that brush against my hand. Beating it. And at this point, I am just brushing off my bake. I didn't leave it on there for too long, but you know. And here I realized I almost forgot my kind of signature thing that I do, which is freckles. This is the best freckles product I've found. Here's me spelling it out. Freckles. If I spelled that wrong, that'd be so funny. I probably did. There's a issue I don't have. Usually I would recommend doing this before you put any type of powder on your face because it's much easier to try to get what I'm doing right here, which is I'm trying to dilute them, kind of stamping with my finger like that, kind of makes it look more natural. But this is absolutely the quickest application I've ever had with any type of freckle product. It is Freckles Liquid Air Cushion, waterproof and long-lasting color development, which is true. This stays on. The bottom says Air Cushion Masquerade Liquid Freckles, and this is in the shades Saddle Brown or the number 1. Now I'm just putting it on my nose a little bit. Again, I also usually put the freckles on before I even do the nose contour and highlight, so I was just making it work here. But I highly recommend you can get that one on Amazon. And then I go in with my lashes. Yes. These are the 3D foam ink, and that is the duo lash glue that I use. Again, I do not have it at the moment, but it's just a black duo lash glue. I'm just putting that on my eyes. Again, these are the Ardell Professional 3D foam ink, multi-dimensional, lightweight, and has an invisible band. It's also very light, a light band, a thin band. These are in the number 854. Oh, I love a good lash. I really do. These ones are very soft, very light, not heavy on the eye, but they still give you a nice dense effect. And then to blend in my natural lashes, with the fake lashes, I go in with the Maybelline New York Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara in Cosmic Black. At this point, I see that the front of my lash band is kind of coming off, which is my biggest pet peeve. A little life hack for you if you have this issue is if you cut it in half, it is 100% less likely to kind of lift in that area. And then just loading those bottom lashes up with mascara. Some people say that this makes their eyes look more closed off. I really don't feel that way. I feel like it makes me look like a doll. I really enjoy it personally. I would put 10 layers if I could. I just love it. Gets me really focusing. I got that open mouth mascara face. I love that for me though. Like, I'm just feeling real good at this point about my makeup. Usually on top of that white nose contour line and on top of the inner, like the white that I put on my inner corner of my eyes, I use the e.l.f. liquid eyeshadow in Disco Queen. I think it's a glitter eyeshadow, but some sort of glitter that you can get. But I'm completely out of it, so here's me struggling to put any sort of sparkles on. At this point I do give up, as you can see. And instead I use the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo Liquid Highlighter. And this is in the shade Halo Goodbye. It's very beautiful. As you can see, it's very bright. Very bright. Shifting a little up close of it because it's quite beautiful. I love it though. I'm just putting it in all those places I put the clown white. And then I go in with a lip liner by, I believe, NYX. And this is the waterproof extreme color lip liner. In the shade Need Me. And I'm just lining my lips, probably a good amount overlined because I do have very small lips, which I don't mind, but for the sake of my makeup I usually exaggerate it. I do kind of especially in this video, because I'm literally using my camera as like mirror, and then I look off at my mirror that's like 10 feet away from my face to do it. So it's quite messy, but I go in at the end with concealer to clean up that lip line. It's my finger just to kind of smudge it, especially Cupid's bow. I don't usually like to keep it harsh. I usually fade it out. And then I go in with this lipstick that I most definitely stole. Not from the store, but from someone in my life. It's by Urban Decay, and the shade is 1993. And it's a comfort matte lipstick. It's so gorgeous. Love it. Goes perfect with that lip liner. And here I am, just kind of getting, in case I have any of that eyeliner left on that brush, I'm going in and just kind of wiping it on my hand, and then using, actually, I lied, I'm not using concealer, I'm actually using the foundation stick for this, just because since it's so creamy and moisturizing, it's not going to cause my, like the foundation underneath it or the powder to move around too much and kind of get patchy and just gross. Just making sure those lines are crisp. Again, can you tell I am a perfectionist who probably has control problems? Who actually, that's a lie. It's not probably, it is, I do. Lips are thin. And then I'm going in with that same setting spray I used before, with like the underpainting and blending with my blender. Spraying that all over my face, a good spritz. That kind of helps with it. Also not looking so cakey, especially with how much powder I put on. And then I am taking my brush. I'm brushing out my curls that had been clipped up. And there we go, guys. Looking perfect, looking gorgeous. We love to see it. I realized I had a bronzer spot and immediately rubbed that out so quick. It's okay though. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this makeup video. Again, please forgive me for the editing. It is 4 a.m. I've been trying to figure this out for 2 days. If it's a little rough, it is my first video with a decent mic and trying to figure out how to do a voiceover. But I hope you guys have a wonderful night, and you will be seeing more content from me. I love you all. Have an amazing sleep or day. See ya.